at twitch.tv/DDOstream. Again, twitch.tv/DDOstream. But that's not all. We are actually quite the busy folks here. And I just want to mention that Resia and Midwinter, the Resia Ice Games and the Midwinter Festival over in Evening Star kick off tomorrow. That'll be probably late morning Eastern time when this all gets officially underway, but that'll be here, and I'm actually going to have to look at my calendar to see how long it goes. But it goes for quite a while. Typical event time for Resia and Midwinter. So maybe we'll preview some of that next week on the live stream as well. Nightmare asks in chat, which, by the way, we would love to see you guys join us in chat. Ask us some questions. If we can answer them, we will. I promise. Let's see. Someone asked about a ship buff. No, I have no guild on Wayfinder here. Not with this character. I'll get to that in just a second here. Where are we today? We are on Wayfinder. We're going to try to survive a little bit of Gianthold, get ourselves some gear and all that sort of thing. Did I make up, Nightmare asks, with the Guild Circle of Light on Galanda? They were going to join me last week, and just a miscommunication. I guess they were online waiting for me. I was waiting for them. I guess I didn't know what characters they were running. They didn't have my name, I guess, and we just miscommunicated. So we didn't get together last week, but I think last week's show was frankly pretty busy with all the update stuff and all that anyway, so we're going to have to reschedule with the Circle of Light on Galanda, and I'd be happy to do that. They wanted to run some Epic Elite stuff with me, and I'm going to do that when I'm a little better prepared, and when we can communicate. Sorry about that. It's my fault. I apologize. But as people could see who were on the live stream, we were busy last week. I did want to mention that we do have a full group here with us. We have Isma, Calvarast, Albi, and C. Morigu. Is Casey here? I can't say your name. But C. Morigu streams here on Twitch, and everyone else, anyone here from Wayfinder, or are we all just sort of visitors for the live stream?
I used to be a Wayfinder, but I transferred.
Yep. So I do have a character on Wayfinder. It's a character I just started running on a static group, and so I didn't want to run them today because this person is kind of set aside just for that static group. Everyone's grouping together as a team. We're just finding, gearing up with what we find in chests or trade to each other, that kind of thing. So not really live stream material. So I basically just quick created a similar build. Although, for some reason, I didn't get my PDK gear. I have a feeling in about an hour or so when I log into the game, all this stuff's just going to pop, and it'll be in my inventory. But it's not here right now. So I quick transferred myself over to some armor and some weapons here so I could run today. Two-handed fighter on this barbarian, and I actually need to slot up my enhancements here real quick before we get going. But once we do that, I thought we'd do a Gianthold run, just sort of, kill some stuff, get some loot, get some chests, call it done, get ourselves starting to be geared up, what have you. Anyone have a build they want to talk about here? Anyone got any kind of cool builds that they're rolled up, or are these all just kind of quick rolled characters here?
Kinzai Fighter.
Yep. So I went with a PDK, and I do have one level of fighter just because you kind of have to, and I haven't respected out yet. But otherwise I went all barbarian here, just basic frenzy berserker. I find that with the starter gear, actually, the PDK starts off at a fairly decent place to just quick roll a character. So that's really what that's about. But like I said, I'm still waiting on my gear. So, oops. Alright, let's head into the Gianthold here. Huh? What do you think? Let me talk a little bit more about the Lamania public preview. here at the Mimic Festival. Again, we'll be doing a live stream from 4 to 6 o'clock today, and it'll be right here on twitch.tv/DDOstream. If you're at work and can't make it, you can at least just stop by and say hello and chat and check it out. And we will have it archived up on probably YouTube and Twitch later on. Oh, so anyway, I was just going to say the rest is all Barbarian here. With the PDK starter gear, you actually start off, if you have, say, 15 minutes to roll up a character. Maybe you're just joining a friend, or you want to do a quick trade, or I don't know, whatever. But you maybe also want to quest with the person for a minute. I think the PDK is a pretty solid choice, because you actually get some pretty good starter gear. You get Con +5 item, and you know, you're going to replace a lot of that stuff, but at least in terms of getting you started, you start off in a fairly decent place.
I think PK is probably the best if you want to go a bard.
Yep. Yeah, and it's pretty nice. You know, like I say, I've been going into the Frenzy Berserker here. Basic Supreme Cleave, Great Cleave, 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 Cleave. I like Exhausting Blow. I kind of like Cracking Attack. I haven't quite finalized as to whether I'm going to keep that on my actual character here, but at least for now, I just figured I'd get it.
Ear smash.
Oh, maybe it would help if I raged. Where's my Barbarian Rage? So the Mimic Festival itself is really pretty simple. We are going to have a guide for when the event goes live and all that. But for Lamania in particular, with this first go-around, we really just thought, hey, you know what, let's just put it out there and see if people can sort of figure it out. And really, there's not much to it. All there is with the Mimic Festival, essentially, is you'll run regular quests.
Your live for running with Vita.
Oh, yeah?
And I wanted to let you know that there's I have been working on a solid artificer that's melee oriented.
Ah, Melee Artificer. Now, I know actually on the DDO team there is a member who loves his Melee Artificer. I myself, my best Artificer, I think, is on Sarlana, member of the Defense Guild there. And I went... did I get enough Ranger? Whatever it is, I'm doing many shot and repeater. So that's just the way I've been alternating back and forth, and I really like that.
Yeah, I have, it's a level 20 RD that uses Bastard.
But yeah, Bastard Sword wielding, is that sort of what you want?
Yeah, the Bastard Sword, because, with single weapon fighting, you actually get more attacks. Stuff. And I alternate between Shadow Dancer with light armor and or heavy armor, depending on which build I go, and then one of the martial detonators.
Nice. Someone asked in chat, mini shot with crossbows? No, I'm actually both bow spec and repeater spec. So most of my time is spent on a repeater, and then when mini shot is off timer or whatever, I'll switch over to my bow and mini shot, and I found it to be a particularly effective way to go.
Probably deals with bosses really.
Now this could be, this live stream could serve as a way to prove the OP-ness of tactical feats right now. Oh, hey, there he is tripped. There we go. This is on Elite, by the way. Quick rolled character can just trip just about anything in the game right now. So yes, it is going to get nerfed. I'm sorry, it has to. Nice, collapsed portable hole. Why one level of fighter? Someone asked in chat. That's because I'm rolling up a PDK, and their first level is in fighter. Now, if I were to use this character more regularly, I might well just switch that, you know, get a +1 Heart of Wood or something and take out that fighter level. Maybe just go pure Barbarian or whatever. But just for the purposes of getting this character made today, you know, it's just, that's why it's got one level of fighter. Oops. Shoot. I always do that. Abacus asks, anything I can give, any information to give about Temple of Elemental Evil or Warlock? Not a whole lot right now. Both of those are really in a pretty early state of development, not yet ready for preview. I mean, I think we have said some things about Temple, and what we've said remains the case. But yeah. I don't know. What else can I say? Temple of Elemental Evil still set for level 30. It's going to have a heroic version as well. It's going to be big. It's going to include the elementals zones, and I don't know, what else can we say? Should be really sweet. And it's up next. It'll be update 25. In terms of the Warlock, again, that's in a really early state too, so there's not much more we can say about the Warlock, outside of what's in the producer's letter. You know, the design team's going to be working quite a bit on Warlock this year, and I don't want to tie their hands on development at this point, so. But, you know, people who know the Warlock from pen and paper are at least going to have some sense of what's in the works, so. What if people's experience has been with the mysterious remnants so far? Anyone got anything to say about that?
They're stacking up in inventory.
Someone asked how the weather is at turbine offices. They're just fine. Kind of wintry. Not bad. It's no problem. Piece of cake. Yeah, the rewards are kind of in an early state for these mysterious remnants. We'll be doing some work on them.
I have a question for you.
Yeah,
so
go for it.
I played a barbarian last night on my main tune, and I noticed that while I was raged, I was still able to light the dark in Epic Destiny. Is that intentional?
Ooh. Sorry, I don't actually know the answer to that. Well, clearly it's what's working right now, but I would not. I would have to know more and probably talk to the one of our systems guys to see if that's working as intended. It doesn't sound right, does it? Right? Because they normally would you expect not to be able to do that?
I wasn't 100% sure. It's one of those weird divine destinies building. But if it is working and it's really awesome. Get like it.
Well, if it's really awesome, then it can't be working as intended. No, I'm kidding. No, hey, yeah, we'll have to look into that. I don't actually know the answer, sorry.
Also, is it intentional that you can't take more than the first level of single weapon fighting as RDC?
I think so. I think so. Yeah, I think that is intended because of the way it was stacking, right? With two-handed, is that right?
It doesn't stack.
Yeah, I
Otherwise,
don't
that
know.
would actually make it worthwhile.
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I guess maybe I don't know the answer to that one then either. But I seem to recall remembering that there was some deliberate change about feat selection with single weapon fighting, so that could be it, huh?
The deliberate change that I know of is single weapon fighting mutually from handed.
Someone asked about the Warlock. Will it be 3, 5, 4th, or 5th edition? I think the answer to that is still up in the air. We're going to, have to see what our designers end up doing with the class. But I think I think I would say as a general philosophy, we're going to be informed by the things we like best about the Warlock. And whether that involves, say, sticking to one particular edition or probably most likely taking a little bit from several of them, that's probably what I would expect. And then we'll see what happens. We may throw in our own stuff a little bit as well. But as a general guiding principle, I guess that's probably what I'd say. Kind of depends. We want it to be awesome, so whatever's awesome.
Are the Eldritch Blades supposed to be kind of like Flame Blades? You know?
No, I don't know. Sorry.
I was just asking because if they're a manifestation of will or whatever, are you going to be forced into one particular weapon type, or is there going to be a couple choices?
Yeah, I don't. Really, at this point, it's just in the philosophy space, in terms of design and that. So it's going to be a little ways, out yet. And so I'd say at this point, things are still pretty open-ended in terms of what it is and how some of the specifics work and all that sort of thing. A lot of that just remains to be seen. Perkysaurus asks, is the Warlock coming... Sorry, go ahead.
I'm a really big fan of Blades, and I just hate that it's tied to one particular use or whatever.
All right. Yeah, sure. Sounds good. In terms of the feedback, I appreciate that. I myself am not all that familiar with it, so... I do have to say, I like the look of the PDK. I think this is for a quick rolled character, a pretty cool looking thing, and I love those the armor set, cosmetic set. So anyway, kind of back to the question. Perkysaurus asks whether or not this would be coming in the Temple of Elemental Evil, and I would say most likely not. The Warlock's going to be released when we're ready for it, but I wouldn't expect that to be for Update 25. It just is not going to be ready by then. How often will the rewards for Mysterious Remnants change? Again, that's kind of up to us to determine. Based on your feedback as well. I would say when it would change would be during an update, and in terms of when specifically, whether it's every update, every other update, a couple times a year, whatever. I guess we'll just sort of have to see how it plays out. But we do have plans to do some tweaking on the loot there. Okay. Any idea about what kind of artificer tree is in the works? No, I don't. That's, again, mostly just in the design space at this point, so pretty open-ended. Could go through several iterations. I would expect it to, probably. But, no, I don't really know specifics about what they're targeting for that third tree yet. Hey, welcome. Cool. Let me take a look at that. Titan S says, work started on Epic Veil of Twilight yet? Not really. Not outside of maybe some writing down some ideas about what we want it to be and discussing that internally. I know that's, later this year. We have other projects to tackle first. Let's see. Any info on the planned Caneth crafting revamp? Not really, other than what we've already said on the forums, which is that it's something we'd like to do, and provided time permits us to do it, it'll get done this year. What form that takes, and when it comes out, don't know yet.
It'd be kind of cool if we could use these tools and stuff that we pick up in gems that are just vendor trash right now as ways to create augments.
Now, what is it you say basically is just vendor junk right now?
The gems and stuff like ruby.
Oh, yeah, the actual gems,
Sapphire.
okay. Well, I mean, you get plat for it. That's kind of the point of it, right?
It was just an idea.
No, I appreciate that. Oh, more about the Mimic Festival. I guess what I would say at this point is the basic idea behind it is that you run quests. You'll just be running the regular quests that you choose to run, and whenever you come to a chest, there's a chance that it'll be a Mimic. And if it's a Mimic and you kill it, and you should be able to kill it because they're set fairly easy, then you will get a chest with some I think they're called like special motes, something like that, some kind of an ingredient, and then you will talk to an NPC located in the Hall of Heroes, and you will trade that for anniversary cards. Not anniversary cards, but Mimic Festival cards. And with the Mimic Festival cards, you can speak to the vendor again and get items. Like we mentioned earlier, is the Maybar list of items. So that'll be the thing from Maybar. And that's that. Uh, and we've got it available for preview right now on Lamania. The rest of it, I guess I'd rather folks at least just give it a try, check it out in person, and give us your feedback. And we'll get more into the details of exactly some of the mechanics and answer some more questions about that during our live stream, which begins at 4 o'clock this afternoon. I'm not going to repeat myself too much here there, so I want to give it a little time to bake and give people a chance to see it before we just, pop it up on the internet. All right, let me check this up. Yeah, Lamania just went up literally minutes before the live stream began here, so, it just opened up, but it is available right now. Someone asked, can champion chests be mimics? I believe the answer to that is yes. I think it should just be any chest. Yeah. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. Psychosis Patient asks whether when the level cap is increased to 30, will it be a paid expansion or will it be something that everybody can access? And the answer to that is it will not be a paid expansion. We are not doing an expansion for 2015, and we are increasing the level cap. So it'll just be just like typical leveling in epic levels here, going up to 30. And we'll be debuting some plans, probably like, feats or however we end up doing sort of the cap. That'll be coming up. But it's not going to be gated with like a expansion purchase. I want you to know. Nice, got the adamantine knuckles.
You gonna do the optional or?
Oh, sorry, I already recalled out.
So, Jerry, when
Yeah.
are you guys going to fix that bug getting into the ruins of GDO, the ruins of Gianthold there? That door, when you QE on it,
Yeah.
like 70% of the time, it dumps you right back in Gianthold instead of taking you out to the ruin.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it really what it is the back of the area in the ruins is still interactable. Yeah. So just make sure you're targeting it right. But yes, absolutely, that is. It's annoying, isn't it? But I don't know when that'll be fixed. Yeah, we'll have to work on it.
I noticed there's a couple areas where that happens. not just Gianthold, but same issue with each of them. I'll have to go through and make a list time.
Yep. Yeah, I know Gianthold in particular has had that issue for a while. I don't think there are too many other areas that have that problem, but if you know of one.
Yeah, I know how to find you. Also, if you get some free time, the DDO Players Council pages on DDO Wiki, a little bit of
Right.
action.
Yeah, absolutely. That is something that's on my to-do list. I have to get the next council seated and some of that stuff first, but once that's done, that's on my list of things to do.
I actually set up the pages and the announcement on the homepage for you.
Nice. That's excellent.
Matter of
Thank
filling
you.
them in when you get a chance.
Yeah, I will. I will do that. It may be a week or two before I could really get to it, because I guess I could mention that. I haven't mentioned that yet. So far we have had about. Let's see what the list is today. Another 134 applications. So that's on top of the about 430 some applications we've had to the Players Council. So we've had quite a few applications to the Players Council. You know, somewhere around more than 400. So guess who's going through all that list and putting it together? So it's going to be just a little bit of time yet, but we are going to do that within the next. Oh, I don't know. The goal is to get the council seated within a couple of weeks.
I was probably one of the first to put my application in.
Nice. Hey, are we going to do this optional? Is that right?
I was asking that. It takes a bit
Fine
of
by
time,
me.
though.
I'll also note that I don't know if anybody's brought this up before, but if you come into a quest late, all of the mysterious remnants that have dropped on the ground are available to go up late.
Yeah, I noticed that just going
Unlike,
in.
you know,
That's
chests,
actually kind of nice.
unlike chests and bags that drop, the remnants actually are available. That's pretty cool.
Wait a second. What are we doing here?
It's a timer.
Yep.
Waiting on the timer to end. Because you have a set amount of time before they come back. We did the quest before they came back, so we have to wait for the timer to run out.
Yeah, it doesn't take too long. Just ring the bell again. They actually updated that. Take too long if you ring the bell a couple times.
Yeah. You know, I could mention, because we didn't mention that on the live stream as well, we are taking applications for the 2014 Players Council, seated by about the end of the month. You can find out information about how to apply yourself by going to the DDO forums. You can also find links to that on Facebook and Twitter and all of our social networks. And what the Players Council is a group of probably somewhere around the 40 to 50 range for 2015. Group of players who interact privately with us on a separate forum, a private forum where we can bounce off some early design ideas and get really an early round of feedback. Similar in some ways to the old Mournlands program, except it doesn't have a separate server. We do often things even earlier than in Mournlands. And it's run by me, the community team, rather than QA, which was the big driver on the Mournlands program. And we just had our inaugural council this past year, and we're seating our new one. So if that sounds interesting to you, there's no specific time commitment or anything like that. Send in an application. You do have to fill out that application to be considered. Oh, I'm going to die again. Yeah, I don't know. I guess there's really not much else unless people have specific questions about the Players Council. We try to be as transparent as we can, and we plan to do even more of that this year. And let's see. Like I said, Midwinter and Rizia are coming back tomorrow. And if I could actually probably, if I had a minute here to check my email. Let me see if I can get you the dates on that. Alright, it'll be through, looks like about February 15th, being shut off on the morning of the 16th. So, starting tomorrow and running through the 15th of February.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you just fine.
Cool.
I would mention that the
Bonus.
Winter Fling is going to be back at 1:30 here today, so we'll be running that as well. We do have, other live streams throughout the week, and you can find that whole schedule on twitch.tv/DDO stream. I know Titan has been streaming on Fridays and Sundays. We have Shroudapalooza. We've got Minion Monday and Saturday Raid Night with the Blue Queen and folks like that. C. Morrigu is on Tuesdays, and Damsels of DDO are every other week. And yeah, that's cool. And more coming all the time. So if you're interested, get in touch with me, and we'll see about getting you on the live stream as well. This is just for fun, not a paid thing or anything, but good time.
Huh, I just picked up 35 tokens from the ground. That's cool.
Nice.
Apparently the number's gone up or something.
No, it's a random number, so you can get that much. When I was previewing it last week, we actually, or not previewing it, but I was debuting it last week. I was seeing those kind of numbers too.
Oh.
I actually don't think it's going to be, I mean, I know, say, 10,000 for the pet is a lot. But honestly, I think just over the course of regular playing and everything, I think that's not going to be that hard to do.
It's really not that many.
Yeah.
I got 10,000 for the Midwinter Festival and Evening Star in order to get that pet. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah. I know some folks were saying they weren't too happy with the loot. I would mention that those lasting stat potions do stack with everything except for the lasting stat potion from the DDO store. So if things like an extra 2 strength or whatever matter to you, that's one. I like the heal scrolls, yeah, they're available for plat, but if you don't want to spend the plat, you know, it's a way to just get them for free. Harm, I know, is probably the most popular on that list because of the Pale Masters. But it is something that'll be changing over time here.
rested for the night here when I first arrived. I see the hobgoblins have fortified this area and put it to good use.
Just reading some funny stuff in chat. Character
Are we
wipe
going to
has
the
not
Crucible
been done
next, I
yet.
guess?
Yeah, actually, I don't have. I'm only streaming for about another 10-15 minutes, so I definitely don't have time for Crucible. Maybe we just kill a few things in the wilderness? I don't know.
Okie dokie.
I thought I'd make my way over there just to find the explorers. Oh, sure, we could do a Crucible in 5 minutes, right?
Depends, how much magic do you want to use? A little bit of the admin magic.
Oh, right, yeah, actually, you know, this is just on my regular play account. Otherwise, yeah, I could probably set my run speed to 1,000,000 miles an hour and auto-kill everything in my path.
Set your jump to like 80 and just jump over the maze?
Yeah, well, actually, I don't even need to do that. I could just make myself walk through walls.
Oh, that'll work.
Or you could just teleport to the end.
Yeah, well, I need to know the location of that. I don't think I have the number for that. But
Wouldn't want to end up in the middle of a wall, after all.
yep, right.
No, he can walk through walls anyway.
Sometimes, though, that actually will, there have been some times where that's actually broken quests, though, when you try to do it that way, because you just mess up some of the scripting and everything.
Designed to handle it.
Got a named giant over here.
Alright, so this is just gonna... Hey, let me try to intimidate him. Oops, he goes down. And that's why it's gonna get fixed.
Do you have any idea what they're going to be doing with the fighters?
No, not really. In regard to what?
Oh, there's been chat on the forums about fighters being stuff, and then they're talking about tweaking nitrate.
Yeah, I think it's definitely possible that we'll be doing some fighter tweaks this year. Probably mostly along the enhancement line, if I were to guess. But beyond that, we don't have like specifics. It's certainly not any that would be in a state that we'd be able to really share them, because they could change a whole bunch.
I just figured I'd ask.
Yeah, I don't know. What would you like to see?
To be honest, if you guys stuck with the Kenzai being like sort of related to monks, then I would hope that you guys figure a way to maybe allow for us to be able to get.
Is this giant?
I don't know. I've been thinking about this a lot.
Did he
And my thoughts are that from what I've read, you know, Kim's supposed to be the master of the battlefield.
war consume
Quaken's
as well.
presence,
Mhm.
master of weapons and everything. And with the way you guys had went, I would hope that you guys maybe allow monk stances with maybe me heavy armor, because then it would
That would be pretty powerful.
well, yes and no, because you're not getting the saves from the monk.
Right. Yeah. Although you could
And,
just splash Pally and get Divine Grace.
the stances really don't add that much benefit to your stuff though.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Just and just to stop the critical threat problem, set it in maybe the core enhancements so that you have to take 12 levels of fighter or something, so that you can't
Yeah.
get the holy sword plus. I don't know, I just think that'd be, sort of like a samurai or something, where
Yeah.
they have martial arts training and stuff, and
Yeah, that would
they
be
just-
cool.
they've
That would be cool.
forsaken, or maybe a special fighter stance that you get at level 20.
Someone asked in chat, I know we have other stuff to do, but I'd really like to see clerics get a pass. You guys know I would too. I love my clerics. They're just not really on the development slate right now. We just have too many other things to fill that time with, I think, right now. But,
So,
but I'd like it.
Is there
well, I know
any chance
favorite
of-
souls need a pass, but what I was gonna ask is warlocks.
Yep. What about warlocks?
I'm just curious where decision start putting that together came from. How does it differ between sorcerer?
Well, it's
And
really, I mean, in terms of where it differs from the sorcerer, it's, generally granted through communion with, say, like a demon or, powerful entity, that kind of thing. And so thematically, that's sort of, they're granted by the thing you've entered a pact with. And that's sort of thematically how the warlock works. In terms of, why specifically the warlock as opposed to any other thing we could have done, we've been just hearing for a long time from the community that they'd like to see warlock. We haven't done, a warlock type class in a while. We're excited about making it. We think people are excited about playing it, and that's really, that's that. And if people like it, who knows? Maybe we can even do more classes here in the future. We certainly would love to do as many as we can, right? But we'll have to see how things go. I think there's a lot to look forward to at the Warlock, but predominantly, I think we can think of them as certainly thematically different from both the Wizard and the Sorcerer. Practically in terms of the crunch, I think that remains yet to be seen. But one thing, would be that with the sort of granted sort of abilities, we might see a lot of SLA type things. We could see some very powerful spells rather than perhaps a wide diversity. But we may also see that diversity as well. I mean, it could go a whole bunch of ways, right? I don't think that that's set in stone at all at this point. But, if you want to find out more about the Warlock, check out the source material, the source books, and you'll at least get some kind of sense of how they fit into the big picture there.
So it's kind of the arcane version of favorite soul, where they're granted their
Yeah.
powers by their deity.
Yeah, that sounds
Like
like a decent way to
demons.
put it.
Okay.
Playstyle, it sounds like they'd be kind of like a druid, though. where they can fill
Perhaps.
multiple roles.
Perhaps. I think to some extent they're also a bit of a nuker class, you know. I think that's how a lot of us DDO folks may end up playing it, is as a bit of a nuker. But that's certainly not going to be the only option.
From what I was reading, it was a combination of them, you know, they have the caster ability, they have the pet, where they rely more on the pet and buffs and stuff like that, and then they have the masochist Spellblade, where they want to get hit and stuff. So.
Yeah, I mean, I know that there's a lot of interest in sort of the theory crafting end of Warlock and what it means for multi-classing and builds and, you know, feats and enhancements and all that sort of thing. But really, it's a ways off yet till we're really going to be able to nail down many of those specifics and bring them to you, because it's just not ready yet. Things are still in a pretty early state.
Is there any possibility of getting a drow deity or deity?
I don't know, but that's a great suggestion. I'll make sure to bring that to the design team.
I think tying them to an iconic kind of interesting.
Yeah, they're definitely, I mean, the Warlock is definitely not an iconic class. You know, it's not an iconic, right? So it will be a full-fledged class, you know, just like any other class in the game. Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's going to probably do it for the live stream here. I have a few more minutes just to answer some chat questions and that sort of thing. We'll let you guys know. Isma, Calvarast, Aldi, Simorgu, and Shoot Traps will get you a code for 500 turbine points later this afternoon, probably late this afternoon, maybe even tomorrow. Before I get that mailed to you, and that'll be mailed to you in-game here. I do appreciate you guys joining me here on the live stream. I want to thank everyone for joining us in chat as well. Don't forget that at 4 o'clock this afternoon, we are going to be doing a Mimic Festival preview on Lamania. So download the Lamania Public Preview client. Join us over there at 4 o'clock, or join us here on twitch.tv/DDO stream. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back at 1:30 with the Winter Fling. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll talk to you again soon.